Rat boy. You wouldn't you wouldn't think a beard and a tutu would go together, but somehow Rat boy makes it work. No, not condoms. Pet rocks then. Dolls, directions, snow globes. How about this one? It's got Manny's Chinese casino being showered in tiny golden coins. What about a souvenir condom from Heidi's Hollywood Hideaway? Um, Tell me about Manny's Chinese casino. Snow globe coming up. Okay, what do you sell? Vibrators, snow globes, riding spurs. Mistress knows best. Licking stick quarterly. American. Bound to please. And tons of condoms. They're a bit expensive. 25 weigh 5 pounds and cost 2,000 bucks. How much do individuals cost? Individual ones cost $75 each. Jesus fuck. I'll buy a couple. Because if there are prostitutes here, I'll want to be able to interact with them this time. Tell me about Heidi's. The best brothel in town. The cleanest girls and boys with the greatest variety. I give it 5 stars. Head west until you can't go any further. Then turn right. It's between Sunset and Hollywood. How about some directions? Now, where did you want to go? Manny's Casino, Rumbo's gun shop, Heidi's Hideaway, High Ground Dispensary, Schwag's Drugstore, Raji's, the Brown Crown, Hotel California. What is the Brown Crown? Used to make the best chili in town, better than Schwag's, that's for damn sure. But then the HCC shut it down for health violations. Just pissed old Ma Brown wouldn't pay their dues. That's it there right behind me, with the closed sign on it. Okay. Hotel California. Unless you wanna ruin your life, you don't wanna go there, friends. It ain't really a hotel. It's a salt house. Nothing but dealers and salt zombies. But if that's your scene, it's up on Hollywood Boulevard, just inside the East Gate. What the fuck is a salt zombie? You take that shit long enough, it'll turn you into a zombie. Just shuffle around all day, staring at nothing. Only time those waste heads make a move is to jump some poor bastards so they can get enough money for their next fix. Ratboy would keep out of their way if Ratboy was you. So, what do you want? What do you know about salt? I don't know what's in that stuff, but if you snort enough, if you snort enough of it up your nose, you turn into a zombie and you don't come back. Terrible stuff. Terrible. Tell me about the HCC. Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. They're supposed to keep Hollywood safe and bring the tourists in. Not doing much of either, if you ask me. Haven't sold a pet rock in days. Raji's. If you're looking for a cheap, safe place to crash, Raji's got a little camp for runaways in the cemetery. That's where I started when I moved here, and look where I am today. Yeah, look like you're from a gay pride parade more than anything else. What information do you have on Schwags? Food, drink, and sundries, plus the best boy and girl watching in Hollywood. Outside of Heidi's, of course. But at Schwags, it's free. See, all the talent agents hang out at Schwags, so all the pretty young things who come into town go there hoping to be discovered. Just walk down to the end of Sunset. It's right there. High grounds. That's our local pot dispensary and clinic. If you need to fix your head, George has what you're looking for. If you need to fix your body, Martha is an ace with the needle and thread. Head up to Hollywood Boulevard. It's close to Rambo's gun shop. You know about Rambo's gun shop? Rambo's gun shop is up on Hollywood on the south side of the street. If you need firepower, that crazy French bastard has it in spades. Hmm. Do they always trade the same items? Yeah. Oh, goodbye. We need to dump equipment. Uh, can I unmark this? No. Sean Bunsky. What is this? Makeshift easel, crafted from parking enforcement signs. Rests a half-finished landscape painting showing the Hollywood skyline set against the Hollywood hills. Brilliant orange sky illuminates deep green vines entwining shadowed buildings, as happy palm trees reach up toward the crimson bowl of the setting sun. In the foreground, a woman with dazzlingly blue Liberty spike skirt stumps the outline of a figure. Looks like Sean's got a little work left to do. Why are you here? An artiste. He's still talking about new things. Like Ma Brown. A ton of people you can talk to here. Shifty's office. Unfair. Sorry, folks. The Brown Crown is closed. The goddamn HCC shut me down. Changed the locks and everything. Tell me about the Brown Crown. My restaurant, the Brown Crown, best chili joint in Hollywood. At least it was until that bitch Heidi decided to close me down, close me up for no reason. Hollywood ain't even got a health code. It's a goddamn fry embargo is what it is. Why doesn't the Brown Crown meet the health code? A bullshit charge. There ain't nothing wrong with my food. Heidi's just pissed 'cause I didn't want to join her club and pay her dues. It ain't dues, it's protection money. I told her she could stick it up her ass. Yeah. And look where that got you. HEC. Who is this Heidi person? She's the bitch that runs the brothel down at the end of the street. She runs Hollywood too, at least she wants to. But she don't run me. Ma Brown don't kiss nobody's ass. No siree. Okay, do you need help? Help? What is there to do? I'm supposed to get a sworn statement from Officer Lamb over at the HSP that I'd clean up the place. It's already clean and Lamb knows it. He's just not going to say so until I cough up the dough. Well, I got my price. I'll die before I pay those snooty bastards. HSP. Hollywood Security Patrol, otherwise known as Heidi's Enforcers. They're the muscle of the HCC. Okay, what if I talk to Lamb? You mean lean on him? Well, don't be too hard on him. It's not his fault. He used to be one of the my best customers. He's just doing what the boss tells him to. But if you could get him to sign that statement, well, you'd have Free chili for the rest of the Brown Crown. For life at the Brown Crown, Prince. I swear it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want that, but I'll keep that in mind. I would have to have a better understanding of the overall situation before I start to side with people heavily. Marry. I can hear combat noises. What am I shooting? Yeah, we're gonna have to load. I accidentally apparently aimed at something else. Because there's clearly killing going on in the background. And someone wants to just talk with me. Might have to go over some conversations again. No, I think that. What the fuck is going on here?
Ugh, I don't like it here.
Pigs. Seriously, just pigs. Okay, fine. Out of range. Heidi. They're having a funeral. Guards militia killed a prostitute. Now that that's over, we can get on with this. Darlene, or as we called her, Para, had a soul as beautiful as her perfectly sculpted cheekbones, and the absence of her warmth and kindness will make our house a colder place. Let us pray that the men who did this, those vicious thugs of the Guards militia, burn in the hell they believe in so passionately, and may their cocks rot like month-old blood sausage. Amen. Right. That is beautiful. Back taken. Is Mary still here? Okay.
Copy, Ranger Demon. Congratulations, sir.
What can you do with 8 points? Nothing much. I'll worry about the points once we have actual perks to invest in something. Yeah, something is buried in the grave, no shit. I wonder, should I... Ooh. A plaque at the base reads, Vasily, our benefactor, my muse. Hollywood wouldn't be here without you. This area is much more well maintained than the surrounding graves.
Hobos,
piggies.
boring.
We don't want any.
What is this? 10 Commandments of James King. I am the Lord your God, and James King is my prophet. To deny God is the greatest sin. Those who do not believe must be delivered unto God for judgment. You shall recognize no other church than the church of salvation. Take the teachings of God, James King, and the church, and spread them unto the land. Those who believe will follow. Those who do not will fall beneath the Lord's vengeance. Stay not your hand to cleanse the unbeliever. Read your Bible daily and pray to the Lord God and his prophet James King. To commit adultery is to sin. To allow intoxicating substances inside you is to sin. To lie and steal is to sin. Only through cleansing the sins of others can you cleanse your own sins. Well, that's convenient. Raji, who are you? I'm a woman after all, okay.
This is the People's Republic of Hollywood. No pigs allowed.
What do you call us pigs?
Are you kidding me? The weapons, the badges. Never trust a uniform. That's my motto. You're nothing but another band of fascists. No different than the HCC or God's militia. Why don't you go beat up some junkies?
Tell me about God's militia.
The only good thing the HCC does is keep those wackos out of Hollywood. This town may be corrupt, but the militia are religious fascists. They worship some sledgehammer messiah who preached that the only good sinner is a dead sinner. I'll be honest, they scare the shit out of me.
HCC?
Hookers, casinos, and crooks? Oh, I'm sorry, I always get that wrong. Hollywood Chamber of Commerce? They want us to think that they work for the welfare of all Hollywood, but they only protect their own business. They put all their money into keeping the tourists happy and fighting those God's militia freaks. There isn't one penny left over to help the people who actually live here. We can all go die as far as they're concerned.
So, your typical politicians. Or anyone really in charge. What does Republic of Hollywood mean? This looks like a hobo jungle.
Spoken like a true pig. This is the only true safe place in Hollywood. A shelter for the homeless and the runaways that all the rest of those slimy fucks prey on. We keep them safe from people like you. Now get out of here.
Tell me about Salt.
I got nothing against taking drugs. If you can handle your shit, do whatever you want. But salt, it's not a drug, it's a plague. You take enough, you don't come back. No amount of rehab will clean you out. You just shuffle around like a zombie for the rest of your life. It's killing my kids.
We found this radical bass guitar at La Cienega and Slauson. You seem like you might play. Want it?
Sure. I mean, thanks, dudes. It's a little more metal than what I'd usually go for, but you offered it up for free. None of the capitalist bullshit the HCC has a hard-on for. Maybe you're all right for pigs. Here, I don't have much, but you should have one of these. It's a patch that really represents what we're working for here in the Republic.
I just wanted to get rid of the weight. What the fuck is the patch? Minus 5% chance to hit plus 1 action point. That's not necessarily a bad trade-off with some people. I mean, if you're already have more than 100% of chance to hit, you're not really trading off anything. If you don't care too much about aim shots, and some weapons don't even have aim shots, so I don't know. Minus 1 action. Not sure if that's worth it anymore. We start to have a fairly high competence shift anyway, so we're basically, if we are already getting 2 turns before the enemy does, we're just losing an action point by using the pair of engagement rings. I'm gonna try something different. I'll see what a lesser amount of initiative would amount to. I don't know if I want to use it with the Grand Slam weight. It already has minus 10% chance to hit. There might be others. There's at least one that increases critical hit chance. Blank Voodoo Doll. That's not what I was thinking about. Or lock? No. Plus 3% critical chance. I mean, if we're gonna go for it, let's go for it. It's about 80% critical hit chance at that point. 10 action points. It's still 18 initiative. It's probably the highest of this group. I'll have to try to make a note of that. How much of a difference does it make? I really had no complaints about the 21 initiative. Johnny Maloney. Name's Johnny Maloney. You need a grave dog? Oh hey, you could help me with some beasties. You dig graves? It's my job, digging graves. Make coffins too if you need one. Just tell me how big you want it and pay the price and I'll dig you something nice. What are beasties? Don't know what they are exactly, but they're sure making a mess of the place, tearing up the graves, eating the bodies. It's terrible. I can barely hold them back. I ain't even it in a few. I ain't even it in a few days. I'm so hungry I could eat a painting of a sandwich. Okay, we'll help. You look like you're handing the weapon. You clear out this little infestation of mine. Don't go messing with untouched graves. You dig up any of my customers and I'll give you a couple of shots of double art box. Right? Come back to me when all the vermin cleared out and all my graves unmolested and I might throw in something extra. Right.
I want your job. I want to be protector of the dead.
Right. Fools. Blood beasts. Whatever they are. They're very sturdy. 450 health. Okay, what do you need to be forming as a protective line? Frogs? Well, they're sturdy frogs, I'll give them that. Yeah, they're basically the same enemy. More sturdier version. Energy weapons should work well on the toads. I don't think we're in any real danger. They can't attack, I think. They can only get so close that we can easily kill them. And when Havoc's when Havoc's turns come, she can probably kill at least 2 of them. Assuming so many are still alive when her turn comes. Yeah, we probably need a better assault rifle. I mean a better sniper rifle. Yeah, he's not gonna get a turn. Out of ammo. Rather, we don't have extra ammo to refill the ones we spent, but we never had a full magazine for Scarlet anyway. Guess we have to visit Rambo to get some ammunition. Cat burglar mask. Popular item. Right. We didn't dig up any graves, so we should be getting something, some kind of a bonus. I can't hear any more beasties out there. Well done, strangers. Let me get you that reward. Now, where did I put it? What is it?
Do you find it lonely work?
Nothing new.
Copy, Ranger. Congratulations, Echo 1.
Attribute point, perk point. Level 40. Uh, we're not gonna get anything too interesting. More awareness, or rather combat initiative. I could also go for hit points. I mean, extra carry weight is nice, but one plus 1 constitution per level should be 40 hit points plus 3 base constitution. Uh, I mean, 1 extra point of initiative isn't exactly a negative thing in any way. I doubt we'll hit level 50 even with her. So I actually think the survivability might be interesting, but it's not really for her. She has at no point being the one taking the damage. Extra points too, and we can get the robotists. Officer Lamb. Schwag's Diner. HSP office. Suppose we can talk about the Brown Crown. Howdy folks, how can the HSP help you today? Anything we can do to help you? Thank you, but we got it covered. Okay, we want to talk to you about Ma Brown. What about her? We want you to sign a statement that Ma cleaned up the brown crown. For what? Is this a threat? Are you picking a fight with a cop in front of a police station? No threat. We heard you used to eat at Ma's all the time. We thought you might do it for old time's sake. Yeah, I feel sorry for Ma. Heidi's playing hardball and I don't like it, but what am I gonna do? She pays the bills. And oh, what if we paid for a year's worth of Mars chili? Wonder how much that is. 100 scrap? Okay, that's nothing. I... Wow. Oh hell, I'll probably get in trouble for this, but fuck it. I miss Mars chili. Okay, hang on. Let me just sign this thing. Right, there it is. Tell Ma she's in the clear. And tell her I'll have my usual as soon as she opens up again. Well, that was...
Those
Yeah,
kids are mean.
it's still badly done. Again, we have basically an option to pay something that we have no idea how much we're going to lose. So, badly implemented. Well, here you go. Fantastic! It'll take me a little while to get up and running again, but when I do, you folks never go hungry in Hollywood. Thanks. I guess we got a little bit of experience out of
Copy,
it.
Ranger Team Echo.
I
Congratulations.
wasn't planning on making these type of choices, but since it sort of just happened that we paid the fine, I guess it doesn't really matter. We don't have any perks, so no use for the points. At the same time, I think this might be a uh, energy weapons needs to be raised to 10 anyway, and computer science 9 allows us to raise it to 10. So yeah, I'll do this. Now we have no use for extra skill points really. Or rather we have, but we have all the usual skills that we use covered.
More posers.
Low. Okay, Rangers, what'll it be? And sorry, I ain't on the menu. Mm-hmm. What do you think of the Desert Rangers? Rangers in Hollywood. Well, how about that? They'll come here and to make a cowboy picture? You sure came to the right place to be discovered. What do you mean by discovered? It's true. Lots of boys and girls get discovered at Swags. Plenty of kids who had their first Hollywood meal in Swags have ended up headlining at the Chinese or Heidi's Hideaway after someone like Swifty picks them up. But there's just as many who, well, Mr. Schwag don't like me to talk about that. Tell me about Heidi's Hideaway. I got a little joke about the gals at Heidi's. Wanna hear it? Okay, here goes. They dance a little on their left leg. They dance a little on their right leg. And between the two of them, they make a decent living. Get it? No? You got no sense of humor. What do you know about Swifty? You know, it's pronounced Swifty, but it's spelled W-O-L-F. Watch out for that guy. Do you know anything about Duke Schwag? He's the boss man. Goes by Duke because he thinks he's John Wayne. But he ain't no cowboy, Pilgrim. Why is he dangerous? I can't say more here. Meet me in the cemetery. Where exactly did she go? Is it really that dangerous? Oh, it's you. Thanks for coming. Sorry I couldn't talk at Schwack's, but Duke only likes us to talk about happy stuff when we're on duty. So what do you know about Schwack's drugstore? I hate that it's become such a pit of wolves, but a girl needs a job, don't she? At least I can try to tell the new kids who to watch out for, right? Even if sometimes they don't listen. Ah, see? Look what you did. I'm crying now. A little advice for you. Don't go into Schwag's office. He gets mighty mad when people do. Don't go peeking in his lockbox either. I saw him cut a man's hand clean off for that. Wolves? They're all over this town, feeding on the poor lost sheep who come here dreaming of that Hollywood dream. Slavers, pimps, psychos. I don't know why the HCC doesn't do anything about them. Old Heidi Hotpants always says she wants Hollywood to be a clean shop, but the scum are still here, year after year. Okay, what do you know? Anything new about Heidi Hollander? I don't like Heidi much, but she runs a clean place and keeps her boys and girls happy. A kid could do a lot worse than working at Heidi's. Anything new? Not as big as the Chinese casino, but they offer more services, if you know what I mean. Dancing and cabaret up front, and then in the back you can have your pick of any boy and girl you saw in the show. Best brothel in the world, I bet, if that's what floats your boat. HCC. Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Most businesses in town are members. They chip in to pay for the street cops and the cost of fighting the pistol-packing priests. They're pretty good at keeping the tourists safe, but they don't seem to care so much about the street kids. What do you know about God's militia? God's militia, they call themselves. I call them nut jobs on the hill. They think every sinner in the world should be chopped up into little pieces. Well, if killing's a sin, they're the biggest sinners ever. Come down out of Griffith Park just about once a month, killing everybody they see and taking their stuff. A crusade, they call it, and taking tithes. It's straight up robbery and murder. They're the ones who should be chopped into little pieces. Ah. So not exactly everything
I
is
don't
happy
like this
here.
place. I feel uglier than ever here.
Waitress. What can I get you, honey? Something from the drugstore? Sure, what do you got? Beer, roasted scorpions, and snake squeezins. What do you sell?
Wowza, where did you spring from? What a beauty!
Soda jerk. Like a leather jerk? Howdy folks, what can I get you? Something from the drugstore? Okay, what do you sell then? Military grade pain relievers. Master Trauma Kit, Surgeon 7, heals 40% constitution upon revival. Experimental pain relievers, 100 to 130 points of constitution healed. Even that's just weak against what a medkit can do. And there's a limited supply. Duke Schwag. Locked door, right? Can we talk to the man? Apparently no. Bodyguard won't let us in. They seem to be fairly experienced bodyguards. They're about the same health-wise as us, so 3 to 400 points. 650 on Duke Schwag. But there's only 3 of them. Actually, the bigger problem is that the maker of the game can put close range weapons on each and every one of those. And it doesn't matter that it's a bad choice in any other environment, because they only have to fight in that one particular room. Mobility isn't really an issue too, so you can stick up heavy armor on them. I do want to visit the weapon shop before starting anything here, if I can manage that. What is this? Macho Yintit Society for Pantless Land Sharks.
This is a place where sex
Welcome
is
to Heidi's
purchased?
Hollywood Hideaway,
I
where your
see.
pleasure is our pleasure. I'm Heidi Hollander at your service.
Lisa, Paco, Summer, Man, 8. Mary. Yeah, Mary was the woman who wanted us to attack the pigs. Right. This leads to Veronica's dungeon and Heidi's office. This leads to HCC meeting hall.
Ah, it's you again, Rangers. Please forgive my brusqueness at the cemetery. It's hard to be pleasant when one is grieving. What can I do for you all? Are you here for business or pleasure? Or both?
I'm not sure I want to bring up the brown crown issue, because now it's sort of solved outside Heidi's awareness, so not sure if there's any point in bringing that up. What's your job?
I am the owner and madam of the Hideaway, Heidi Hollander. It's my pleasure to provide pleasure to all who come through these doors.
Ooh, let's say both. We're here for business and pleasure.
Marvelous. Well then, let's get business out of the way first. We'll save pleasure for dessert. Whatever your need is, Heidi's Hideaway can provide.
Heidi's Hideaway?
May I recommend enjoying one of our icons, each harkening back to the golden age of star making. On the female side, we have our blonde bombshell Marilyn, our brunette playmate Raquel, our sweet soul sister Pam, and our beach bunny Beau. On the male side, we have our brooding rebel Dean, our perfect gentleman Carrie, our smooth operator Billy D, and our suntan surfer Hasselhoff. And if none of those strike your fancy, or if you prefer the darker side of things, Mistress Veronica awaits you in the dungeon below with the more dangerous selection of companions. Now, which shall it be?
I suppose it doesn't matter really. I'm not going to try to sleep with everyone. I'm more or less testing things out. What do you know about Mistress Veronica?
My dearest darling, who came to me lost and alone, and who under my tutelage blossomed to become the most beloved of my icons. Then later, the dark and delicious mistress she is today. She is my second in command, an inspired performer who can be gracious or cruel, kind or cold, whichever her visitors desire.
I'll see if I can talk to these people first. Do you need any help?
You want to help me? Isn't that sweet? Sadly, though, the Hideaway has all the talent we need at the moment. And the HSP seems to have everything in Hollywood well in hand. Unless you were thinking of storming the Bastion of Faith and sending those god militia madmen packing, I'm afraid I have nothing for you.
What do you know about the Bastion?
The militia turned the old observatory into a fortress and let beasts and mutants run wild in the park below it, as protection against attack, and as a challenge for the fanatic fools who want to join their ranks. The Gauntlet of Samson, they call it.
The Gauntlet of Samson?
A trial by combat, named after their goon of a messiah, Red Samson. Aspirants who want to join the militia must fight their way up through killing fields of mutants and monstrous beasts to the observatory. Excuse me, the Bastion of Faith.
Tell me about Red Samson.
Some street crazy with a sledgehammer who saw a videotape and thought he found God. Died in a gang fight about 50 years ago. The only thing more pathetic than the story of his life is the fools who believe he was the second coming.
Know anything about God's militia?
They are the bane of my existence. For years, they were too busy fighting the gangs of Los Feliz and Glendale to bother us. But now that those territories are pacified, they've declared us their new crusade. They raid us constantly, breaking through our walls, plundering our supply caravans, killing without mercy. I have lost friends, employees, and it is killing our businesses too. The tourists who are our lifeblood are afraid to visit. We are withering away. Everything I have worked to create here is threatened. Well, I won't let it happen. The militia want to erase us from the face of the earth. I'll erase them first. I don't know how yet, but I won't rest until the Bastion of Faith is a smoking wreck.
What do you know about Glendale?
A wild, barbaric place across the river to the east. I don't know much about it, and never had the inclination to learn more.
What do you know about the Los Feliz?
A tiny little place that only exists so that the aspirants who come to the Bastion for the Gauntlet of Samson can have a place to sleep before starting up the hill.
Tell me about the HSP.
The finest police force in the West, with the possible exception of the Rangers, of course. You will not meet a more dedicated group of men and women. I swear they are never out of uniform.
Are you sure we can't help?
All right. There are one or two things on my plate that require a steadier hand than the HSP can provide. One will test your diplomacy. The other will test your martial abilities. If you take care of the first for me, then we'll see about letting you take a crack at those pistol-packing priests. Are you interested?
Yes.
Marvelous. Then here is the first one. My most trusted lieutenant, Mistress Veronica, Lady of Pain and Ecstasy, has been acting oddly lately. I have seen similar behavior before, and while I could not believe it of her at first, I worry she may be in love. And a prostitute, a dominatrix no less, in love is of less value than when unattached. So, my quest for you, find out if I'm right. Speak to her. Offer to help and see if she admits her condition.
I'm a bit skeptical about this. Because if it was, why doesn't she just ask? It has to be a pretty big deal if she knows the other one has a solid reason to try to hide something like that. So I think we'll have to be a bit careful with something like this. I'm not sure who Heidi is, so I'm not sure am I doing good or bad here.
Come back when you're looking for some entertainment, Rangers.
Tell me, your employees will sleep with anyone if they have the money. Even someone like me? Oh, Rangers, I am embarrassed to ask, but could I? It has always been more a matter of duty rather than joy in Darwin. But here,
So I don't mind. To take the test. Need to test things out anyway, so might as well be you. Dean. They seem to be totally worthless. I want to start looting their stuff. Yeah. Right, I think we basically have to just buy the access first before anyone is gonna talk to us. Is there something interesting in any of these? Where's Flops and Cowrie shell necklace? I think we have a puka shell necklace. Maybe we should buy that. Okay. The half is going to have a date with Giuseppe.
Have you spoken to Veronica? I'm disappointed in
Where is
you.
the half?
You'll find what you're looking for in the back room. Enjoy. Come back when you're looking for some entertainment.
I want to be a
Rangers.
whore.
What? Fucking Ralphie.
Ah? Ron who?
Right. How you doing, hot stuff? Yeah, you're looking pretty good. You wanna hit the shit? Yeah. Go for it. Okay, fade to black. Nah, hope you're happy. So it's basically nothing. Unless you have a role-playing reason or something like that, it's a waste of your fucking time and probably money. Although, I would have wished she would have commented on that, something on that, because she made the suggestion too. It's odd for her to ignore. But whatever, let's go talk to Veronica. I need more
Maybe I could
information
catch a
about
disease.
Heidi.
That would show everybody.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe I should catch a disease. That would show everybody, yeah, that you're diseased. That's not a good thing. You have to be pretty fucking insecure about yourself to think getting a sexually transmitted disease will show anybody. Okay, there's a hostile there. A bodyguard. Guess this is, yep. Blocked. Mistress Veronica. Right. I am Mistress Veronica, and you have entered the land of night and dreams, where no fantasy is too strange and no request ridiculed. Are you here to indulge yourselves, or is this a business call? Tell us about yourself. I am assistant to Madame Heidi of Heidi's Hideaway, and mistress of her dungeon, where it is my pleasure to provide pleasure or pain, whichever you require. What do you know about Heidi's Hideaway? At the Hideaway there is only pleasure, whether it's a night with a beautiful boy or girl, some role play in my dungeon of dreams, or a soothing drink and a song in the cabaret. It is our pleasure to give you pleasure, even if that pleasure is pain. What do you know about Heidi Hollander? Madam Heidi is a caring employer and a great leader for Hollywood and the HCC, and she has been very good to me. Great. You sound unsure. I Please don't ask me about that. I'm deeply indebted to Heidi. I wouldn't want to speak against her. Don't be afraid. You can speak to us. Well, okay. As long as it doesn't get back to Heidi, I I don't think she's a bad person. She's just so driven to promote Hollywood as a glamorous destination that she turns a blind eye to the bad things happening in the shadows, the drugs, the slavers. She and the HCC just pretend it's not happening. Tell me about the HCC. That's Madame Heidi's organization, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. She's the founder and president, and it has been the saving of this town. Without it, we would have all been overrun by the militia long ago. But, well, never mind. But? But what? I shouldn't have spoken. Madame Heidi has done so much for Hollywood. Who am I to question her decisions? Forget I said anything, please. You obviously can't forget. What's upsetting you? Alright, you're right. It troubles me too much not to speak. ID and the HCC are so focused on saving Hollywood from the God's militia that they can't see the problems inside our walls, but I see them. I was a runaway once. I saw the drugs. I saw the slaves. And as much as I admire Heidi for making Hollywood what it is, I can't sleep knowing what's happening to those kids on the street. What do you know about the drugs? You can find everything here, but the worst is salt. That stuff will take your soul away. I don't know what it is or where it comes from, but I know they sell it at the Hotel California. I don't understand how that place still survives. The HSP rates it all the time, but somehow it always returns. Tell me about the HSP. They like to pretend they're the real police, but they're really just Heidi's private security. So are they inept, or is Heidi intentionally letting them go? What do you know about Hotel California? It's a broken down hotel near the East Gate. The HSP should just tear it down. It's an evil place. Okay, what do you know about slavery in Hollywood? Heidi says there's no slavery in Hollywood, but I know better. I lost friends to those bastards, and there are more street kids disappearing every day. I just wish there was something I could do to save them. Maybe we could save them. Could you? Would you? Oh, Rangers, if you did this, I would be eternally grateful. Now, I don't know who's stealing those girls and boys, but I can tell you where to start looking. Schwag's drugstore. Some of those talent agents that hang around there aren't really talent agents at all. I am sure of it. Will you investigate them for me? Will you bring me some evidence I can take to Heidi that will prove this is happening? Well, sure. Oh, thank you. I've wished for so long that I could do something myself, but Heidi doesn't like her employees to make waves. Come back to me if you find any evidence of slavery. What do you know about Schwag's drugstore? Heidi likes me to promote it since Duke Schwag is a member of the HCC, but it brings back bad memories of when I first arrived here as a runaway. Too many creeps at the counter. Hmm. Why does God's militia hate this place so much? In their mind we're all sinners, which as far as I can tell, is someone who can scratch out a modicum of self-respect and pleasure in this shithole wasteland. Sure, we're not perfect. I mean, rumors about slavers don't come from nowhere. What do you know about the Gas militia? 2 days ago, they killed one of my girls. Heidi wouldn't let me go to the funeral for fear they would raid us again and kill me too. I I despise them. They are exactly the sort of close-minded savages I was running away from when I came to Hollywood. But there's no escaping them. Every time you see their damned bastion of faith looming over Hollywood. What do you know about the bastion? It sickens me. The militia took a place dedicated to reason, research, and discovery, and turned it into a temple of hate and death. So sad. Hmm. I'd like to indulge. Okay. Then let me tell you of the servants of the dream. If you enjoy mastering women, then the lovely Gwen will delight you as she submits to your every whim. If instead you want the women to take charge, Mistress Leah will be happy to grind you beneath her patent leather heels. If you enjoy mastering men, then you must meet Winsome Eric, for he is very naughty boy indeed. And if instead you enjoy being mastered, then the Master Sergeant looks forward to making you crawl. And if your dreams fall beyond these four fantasies, I will do my best to make them a reality. Now which shall it be? Hmm. No choice of choosing Veronica. How are these different from the ones topside? Are they? It, in some ways I feel it's a waste of effort to even make a sort of personalized taste prostitutes if you're not going if they're no have no interaction with them and they always just fade to black. I mean this is a mainstream game, so I'm not expecting animated set or sex or some kind of a too explicit dialogue or descriptions. More or less just expecting a little bit of flavoring text, something to basically to satisfy basic, even basic role-playing standards. Uh, what about business? A shame. Dreams are much more interesting. What can I do for you? We're more interested in what we could do for you. Well, if you're looking for employment, you should speak to Madame Heidi. I have nothing to do with that. Not Heidi, what can we do for you? Uh, you want to help me personally. I'm afraid I don't know you well enough to trust you with personal matters. Perhaps if we get to know each other better. Okay, but how the fuck am I supposed to do that if you don't talk to me or give me tasks? A pillowy, voluptuous woman, and yeah, the standard description. Same here. Haughty, sneering young man is in a rumpled schoolboy uniform. His tie hangs loose as he has scrubby knees. The bear. Take a number, pal. It's going to be a long way. There's the bear and Jersey. I wonder if you can get access to that. Venom. Robber. Robber and Snuggles. They're hostile. Master Sergeant. A barrel-chested man in skin-tight studded black leather. His face is set in a permanent sneer. You talk to them. I have no interest in... No, it seems like you have to basically buy them if you want any kind of interaction. Pests, leave before you are flayed and left naked in the midday sun. Right. No interest in you. No interest in you. Master Sergeant has non-standard dialogue. Tell me about Master Sergeant. Fantastic! Then pass through the arch behind me. Master Sergeant will be waiting for you at the second door on your right. Yep.
She's got all the heart Heidi's missing.
Giuseppe, you are... Shut the door, you slithering worms! I will make you beg for mercy even as you demand more. Now heal. Your numbers do not matter. I will subjugate you all together, or alone, as I see fit. Hey, Giuseppe, do your thing. The privilege of being my slave cause... Wait. What is protruding from your back? It looks appealing. Black as night, shining like a teardrop, and of a proportion I've never seen. I could make use of a phallus like that. You mean that dildo we found in a toaster? Of course, the likes of you would employ such vulgar terminology. But yes, the dildo. I would deign to give you something in return if you gave it to me. Then we deign to give it to you, Master Sergeant. Finally, the proper respect for your superior. Very well, here is my gift to you. Those of weaker will cannot bear to be struck with its blunt edge. Pain exposes the truth, the soul. Shame is crippling for some. Now, will you partake in my administration? Your eyes beg for me to stomp on them. The privilege of being my slave costs you 15 scrap. Will you obey or run like the sniveling rats you are? Yeah, Giuseppe, go for it. Yeah. Our time is done. Scurry away before I beat you for your insolence. Really? Spike bad of shame. I guess being hit by this silly weapon should make you feel ashamed of yourself. 10% chance to apply shamed. It's actually not bad. 78 to 108 points of damage. Armor piercing 3, so it's sort of worthless though. And what the fuck does shame do? Critical multiplier is nice, 3.5 times. And I was sort of thinking that blunt weapons might have the highest critical damage multiplier, because they, unlike, well, it's actually easy to view that if you look at the melee skill development. I think brawling has the least damage, but every point is plus 10% to your critical chance to, basically plus 100% base critical chance. So critical, 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 critical. That means the base damage of melee or brawling weapons is usually fairly low, because it's assumed that you can get critical hits at some point. Yeah, 3.4 times. The multiplier is big, but the base damage is low. So it seems like it has not that impressive damage per action point, but you can get 100% chance on those critical hits. But blunt weapons don't get that. I think bladed weapons are fairly good. Yeah, 60% base critical chance. Blunt, 20. So it could have that they have higher critical multiplier because of that, because the criticals are supposed to be rare. So in that sense, blunt weapons might be the best combination with the skill that allows you to basically to get critical hits every time. Because it's the most increase in the chance and the multiplier is probably very high. I mean, blunt weapon standard damage is amazingly good. Basically, exactly because critical hits are supposed to be rare with it. It's more about you want to go for something else if you want to rely on criticals, but blunt weapons is more about if you just want the damage, the raw damage. And I think there are some perks that increase damage. Might be quirks, like 15% increase in damage with less critical hit chance. But if you can raise it to 100%, it doesn't really matter. The problem being that at that point most of the game is already over, so it's not something you can build your character around in that sense.
Copy, Ranger Team Echo. Congratulations, Echo 1.
Don't think I can buy anything new. Bashing, was it? Brute force? Need 14, otherwise you ain't got shit. So 2 levels up at least. Can raise it by 1, but I'd probably raise it at this point. So we need 18 points before I can use the skill book I have. Don't have perks? Right. I mean the level ups anyway. I'm going to sleep with someone else. See if others have any kind of conversation. Let's go with Gwen.
So your employees give and receive pain? No, no. I have had enough of pain. But thank you.
Okay, Gwen. I did not, however. Okay. Travelers, I can smell the loneliness on the empty wastes upon you. I have seen your coming, and know why you are here. I did not, however, ever see that there would be so many of you. Will you take me in turn, or ravish me all at once? I think Ralphie can do it. Although, Ralphie has a girlfriend. But, yeah, let's go with Tinker. Yeah. Okay, I think most of these are basically just for you to not interact in any way, really. Not sure about the closed rooms. Are they supposed to be unavailable always, or are you supposed to be getting access to them at some point?
Not the worst brothel I've been in.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything particularly wrong with here. People are treated fairly well. Everything seems clean. It's about as nice of a brothel as I suppose you can get. Run like a proper business.
Brothers and sisters, there is a cancer at the bottom of our beautiful mountain. A festering wound that curdles the eye as we look down upon that land. Hollywood! That open sewer of vice and degradation. An abomination of sin and perversion. Heidi Hollander, the monstrous madam who runs the place, claims that all crimes there are victimless, that all sin is consensual, and that no one gets hurt who doesn't want to be hurt. Well, I say, hogwash. The hurt is to the soul, Madam Hollander. You are selling damnation in pretty perfumed packages, turning the heads of the innocent from the face of God with come-hither looks and bedroom eyes. You are corrupting souls faster than we can cleanse them. Well, it's gonna stop. And it's gonna stop soon, Ms. Hollander. Gird your putrid loins, you whore of Babylon, because God's militia is coming for you. With our bayonets, we will bleed the sin from your hearts. With our guns, we will blast the devil from your privates. In death shall ye be saved, Hollywood. In death shall ye be saved.
Roman. Welcome to Manny's Chinese Casino, proprietor Manny Wong. Please enjoy the games of chance or the show. Where are the shows put on? The stage is inside the old theater. Unfortunately, we are renovating at the moment, so there is no show. What do you know about Manny Wong? Mr. Wong is a gentleman. It's a pleasure to work for him. It's your job. I'm Mr. Wong's head of security, and if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to it. Right, do you need any help? I believe Mr. Wong has something he needs help with. Speak to him. So we could probably play these games, but in my experience, that's never a particularly good idea. Chinese casino. Looks like you've come a long way, friends. Well, you found the right place for rest and relaxation. Come on in, sit a spell, and play a game of chance. The Chinese casino has the finest entertainment on the West. Just a moment. Those badges. Are you by any chance officers of the law? Yes. Glad to hear it. Just so happens I'm in need of officers of the law. I don't suppose you could help me with a matter of some urgency. I'd pay you for your assistance. Sure. Excellent. We recently had a little security problem. Not that we don't have excellent security. Groman's boys are the best in the business, but well, one night some guys started a fight at the poker table, but that was only a diversion. While security were busy stopping the fight, the thief walked off with an entire table's worth of chips and managed to slip out of Hollywood before we noticed. Now normally Groman's boys would go after the con man and all would be well, but he's apparently holed up at an inn in Los Feliz, and that's Gas militia territory. Anyone from Hollywood would be shot on sight. You, however, are lawmen, and the priests respect the law, as long as it isn't Hollywood law. What do you say? Can you get our chips back? As I said, we would pay you well. Um, I'll try to ask the typical topics, see if there's anything new. There was one topic, right. What do you know about Los Feliz? It's a tiny place out of Griffith Park, not much more than a couple of shops, but it's completely controlled by the Gas militia. Lunatics who want to join the cult go there to try their hand on some barbaric initiation rite. I hear, I hear 4 out of every 5 who enter die in the testing. Do you know about it? Don't know very much about it. Apparently it involves fighting all the way up the hill to the old observatory, which the priests call the Bastion of Faith. Know anything about that? The old observatory? The priests have turned it into some kind of fortress monastery. Impregnable, they say. Don't know why anyone would want to say it's impregnable. Okay, what do you know about Griffith Park? It's a park, enough said. You know about the con man. He calls himself King of Gamblers, which is a joke. He's never gambled in his life. He's a card cheat and a con man who tricks other people into fighting so he can steal what he wants while they cause a distraction. We've had him on our watch list for years, but he's a master of disguise. Sometimes we miss him. What do you know about the chips? Outside of this casino, they're completely worthless. Inside, they're worth a fortune. We fear this villain means to have accomplices sneak back in and cash them out. Shows. That's closed. What do you know about Groman? My head of security, pit boss, all-round right-hand man. Not exactly chatty, but a man of his word. He makes sure all the games are straight and keeps us all safe. I would be nowhere without him. Why are you sort of hesitating every time you talk about him? There's the but and the I. And every time there's a but, there should be a but. He's swallowing his butt. What do you do here? I'm Manny Wong, your humble host. I own the Chinese casino. Tell me about it. The Chinese casino is the finest entertainment destination on the West Coast, providing high-stakes gambling, high-quality stage shows, and high-potency liquor. We're proud to have been voted most honest casino in California 6 years running by none other than the HCC itself. Anything new? No. What do you know about the other establishments? Nothing. It's a dinery where there are pretty boys and girls. Rambo's gun shop. Harmless old fellow. Likes to boast of his past glories, which I'm inclined to find dubious. A quality collection of weapons, though. Nothing dubious there. He's made a fine addition to the HCC. ID? An intimate place to get intimate. If you are in need of comfort or companionship, Heidi is just a short walk down the boulevard. Owner Heidi is a good friend and all class. I highly recommend paying her a visit. Hey, what are you paying? Money is no object. You will be well rewarded. Yeah, you didn't answer the question. Okay, at least we got a job out of it. Everyone's sort of giving us little jobs.
Smiling is fake.
Ooh.
Is that them, George? Are they here at last?
George takes care of easing the troubles of the mind and the spirit. I take care of easing the troubles of the body. If you're sick, I can cure you. If you're wounded, I can patch you up. What do you need? Yes or no? Sure. Let's see what we can do for you. That's not a question.
Hey man, welcome to the high ground. I'm George, and this is my old lady Martha. Afraid we're not open for business right now, but if you come back later, we'd be happy to trade. Got some primo stuff.
Who's Martha?
My wife of 25 years. She's the love of my life and the light of my nights. Been running this shop together since we were kids.
What do you know about high ground?
That's us, man. Purveyors of the finest weed in Hollywood. Clean, strong, and full of the all-natural goodness of THC. Martha's also handy with needles and pills if you need to get patched up or cured of what ails you. Can't help you right now, though.
Tell me about HCC.
The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Guess they've done good for this town mostly. They've certainly kept those God's militia crazies off our backs. But sometimes they seem to forget the little things. Like looking out for people who aren't members of the HCC, for instance. You know, like the kids on the street and regular folks.
What do you think of Hollywood?
I love this town, man. Always something groovy going on. Always cool people to see. Me and Martha just sit back and watch it all go by like it was a movie. Of course, it'd be cooler if the HCC did something about the drug problem.
Hollywood has a drug problem? Well, I never.
Salt, man. That evil shit they sell up at the Hotel California. It's given honest drug dealers like me and Martha a bad name, and Heidi ain't doing a thing about it.
What do you know about Hotel California?
Hotel California? Zombie Central. That's where they deal salt. I don't know why the HSP can't make that place go away. Raided all the time, but it's always back again the next week.
Tell me about salt.
Pure evil, man. And I'm not just saying that because it's my competition. Pot never hurt anybody, bro, but that salt'll rot your brain.
Why aren't you open?
Total bummer, man. A bunch of creepy crawlies are infesting our shop. Roaches as big as your leg. I haven't seen anything like them since that time I ate that bad batch of window pane. Haven't dared go in there for days, just been waiting on the HSP. Heidi promised us they'd help us, but we ain't seen hide nor hair of them. Meanwhile, we're just standing here on the sidewalk getting a suntan and losing money every day we're not open.
HSP?
They like to act like they're a police force, but they're really just Heidi's personal security. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but don't go running to them with a domestic dispute or anything like that. They're just here to protect the tourists and the HCC business.
Heidi Hollander.
Certainly is a go-getter, that gal. Really worked hard to keep Hollywood safe, at least on the outside. Maybe she'll get around to fixing what's going on the streets once she wipes out God's militia. I don't know.
And what's happening on the streets?
A lot of nasty stuff happening in the shadows here. Salt turning kids into zombies, a lot of other kids getting stolen away in the night. Heidi don't care so much as long as it don't happen to tourists. Don't seem right to me, but I ain't running things.
Can we help?
You know, maybe we can use your help. We keep asking Heidi to get the HSP to clear out those creepy crawlies that drove us out of our shop, but she says she can't spare the manpower. You want to take a crack at it? We'd totally be in your debt, man. Totally.
Look, if you can't spare enough guys to clear up one single shop out of some animals, then you basically are not. Your group organization responsible of security is basically not up to the task of providing security. Maybe a couple of guys, and it'll take like a few minutes to go in there and shoot everything. If you're that thinly stretched that you can't do that, then you're fucked in either way.
See you, Rangers.
Can I become a pot addict?
Well, yes, but if you want an addiction, cigarettes and salt are the way to
Cool,
go.
thanks.
Yeah.
This is what they were afraid of? Surely not.
Yeah, there's about a dozen cockroach corpses and a puppy. Yeah, impossible. also a toaster. What could it possibly be, though? I'm already having trouble finding use for this item. A glass gecko bong. You'd think a drug user would be in here. Alternatively, I guess Mr. Gecko, but fortunately where glass geckos are mounted all along the bulb and stem of the stained glass bong. Faint smell of marijuana can never be removed. You still think this is for drug user. Ruff ruff. Hey there, boy. How about we find you a home? Could've used hard ass, but drive it out. But why would we have done that?
Oh, take this for your trouble.
Take what? A logbook update? 2 experimental pain relievers.
Thanks for clearing out the shop, Rangers.
That is such a cute little puppy. You two look like you could use a new friend. Okay, they took the puppy. Excellent.
Copy, Ranger Chief. Congratulations, Echo.
A lot of skill points, no perks, right. Without perks, we ain't got shit. Okay, there's still COTC Recruiter and Park. Rambo's gun shop. I think I'll just visit Rambo's gun shop in there because I need to do a little bit of management. Everyone's under a lot of extra carry weight, so we need to do a fairly thorough equipment dump. I mean, some people can be a little bit overburdened, but some people cannot. Sister Creep. One step and then the next gets you where you're going. She does over 100 points of damage with her weapon. Are you okay? Many Wong photos. This folder contains illicit photos of Manny Wong. Okay, it's a quest item. Another toaster. Walk of Fame star. In faded gold lettering, the name Tom Selleck can be made out inside a granite star. Below the text, someone has spray painted I love Magnum. I think this is the tile you can use to fix the Rhodia outer defense perimeter. I have no idea what the Gecko Bang or the SA-44 grenade is all about. You have a Grand Slam weight apparently too. Yeah, I really need to do some inventory cleanup. Suspicious crates. Leave the suspicious crates there. I just want to go to the weapon shop, talk to the man, maybe do some trades, do some management, but get rid of this shit.
Les souvenirs,
guns.
c'est du aimer, non?
Good guards. Heavy armor, good damage, high amount of life. Wouldn't want to pick a fight here. Jason. Refuses to talk. Rambo. This man is watching an old VHS tape labeled First Blood, whatever that is. It seems to affect him deeply. A single tear rolls down his cheek.
Hello? Ah, the customer. Welcome to Rambo's gun shop. I am Jean Rambo, the owner. How may I give you assistance?
Your name is Rambo.
Eh? Oui, that is me, Jean Rambo, at your service.
Hey, check out this little pocket knife we found in a toaster back in Arizona.
Ah, that's not a knife. This is a knife.
We lost a proton knife and received a this is a knife. Okay. Do you need any help?
Help? Rambo does not need help. Rambo is Rambo. He helps himself.
Okay, that's nice, but what exactly did we get? This is a knife. 30% to apply bleeding wound. Well, that's worthless. But the knife itself looks fairly nice. Right, it has 6 armor penetration. The damage per armor action point doesn't look that amazing, but we can lower it by 1. More importantly, it'll go to 2 action points, so we probably should have this and the proton axe. It is weaker, but it's also faster. We probably have another leather grip, and we can have another weight. I'm not sure if I want to put a Grand Slam weight anywhere. We could have a more accurate weapon here. Right, it has pretty much the same damage per action point as the proton axe. Doesn't really have any requirements. One less armor penetration, pretty much. That's about it. But it's a good match. If we have the action points, we'll use the proton axe, but if we don't, we can use the more accurate this is a knife. The bleeding wound is totally irrelevant. It doesn't matter in the slightest.
What an interesting man. And where did he get that strange accent?
Bienvenue, Rangers. My Yes, we certainly. Please enjoy Rambo's selection.
Pseudo chitin armor. Armor class 10. -1 combat speed. Requires strength 7, right? I think this is probably the best light armor. Spectrum Assault Vest, armor 7. We're gonna buy every stinking one of them. Start replacing our armors. We can probably get it to armor class 8 on everyone. If we really want to. It won't help us against the heavy weapons, but frankly, it won't. Neither will the pseudo chitin armor either. It should at least reduce damage by 10 to 20% maybe. This might be up to 30 to 40%, but it's still it's a massive negative on speed. Absolutely catastrophic, I'd say even. UMP. Ion Beamer. PSG-1. Sniper rifle. I'm not sure if I'm interested in this sort of shit. We probably want another 50 cal sniper rifle if we're looking for an upgrade. It is genuinely better than the Arctic sniper though. It also has the cheap cost, but armor penetration, same armor penetration. It's actually shorter range, I think, but damage is it's like 25% better. 25-30%. It's a significant increase. Take the 50 cal ammunition. I'm not sure if I should buy RPG-7s. Buying these is not the stupid thing. You should be using these, that's the thing, not just buying. They're still 20 pounds each, so, and we have quite a lot of them. So if we're gonna keep buying these, we need to start properly using them. It doesn't have to be much of a fight though, if we can get, but it still would have to be at least a little bit of a fight, not something that we can easily just shrug and ignore. AK-97. We probably should switch to a FN FAL. It has better armor penetration, and the lesser cost to shoot means it's easier to more effectively use all your points. We could do a burst shot and a single shot, and still move, or rather have more penetration. It's not much of a change, but again, we have 18,000 scrap. What the fuck are we gonna do with that unless we're gonna just buy upgrades? So yeah, we're gonna buy it all. RPG-72. Right. Let's look at our ammo situation. 47, 87. Yeah, I will actually buy energy cells for you. Just take them all. How about ammunition situation? Has enough. These should be given to someone else. Certainly has enough. Has enough, and has enough. Right. What can we sell? We have no use for this, but we might want to scrap it. Actually, I'm not sure if we do. I need to look at these things.
Adieu, mes amis.
The thing is, are we even in need of any modifications? We have long barrels. We need a laser. One laser. Yeah, laser is missing. Doesn't require anything. Tactical scope. Tactical scope. Tactical scope. So 3 tactical scopes and a laser targeting system. Everything else pretty much can go. Makeshift maze. Okay, I'll in general give weapon upgrades to Stitch at this point. I need to get a good idea what we have. The excess should be sold away at this point. Right. Laser sight and tactical scopes. Laser sight, no tactical scope. 5% chance of getting what we want, but at the same time, we have no use really for the money, so we might as well make the long ditch effort. But failed. I don't think we can strip these for any useful parts right now. No, blunt weapon doesn't terrible critical hit multiplier. 9 armor penetration. No chance of getting useful food. This is not something we want to scrap. I cannot afford to risk losing a laser anymore. Right. Laser sight. 5% chance of getting something useful, basically. .40-meter range, 7 armor penetration, about 100 points of damage per hit, 40% chance to get critical hits, and decent single shot and burst damage per action. Right, no point really scrapping the rest of the items, so now it's more of a...
Who's he trying to be? I don't get it.
Bienvenue, Rangers. Mas oui, certainly. Please enjoy Rambo's selection.
Rambo selection. Right. Black pants and boots. Yeah, I forgot to deal with the armor.
Adieu, mes amis.
Obviously, the Miss Melee has to get a better armor. I don't think shifting the armors around is really going to make any difference at this point. It's basically everyone has more armor penetration than this type of armor provides. We need another close range person, so probably Tinker or Pisepi. That's about as close range as we're gonna get at this point. Armor 6. Forgot we had that. I'll choose Tinker.
He's living his life through that little box.
Bienvenue, Rangers. Mas, oui, certainly. Please enjoy Rambo's selection.
Hmm. Legend of the Red Rider. I don't see why I should have this. Ballad of Bobby and Rex. Don't care. Logbook page. Maybe. I don't see it being useful, but anyway. 100 points of damage through a grenade isn't particularly useful anymore. Was it ever? We really don't need any more high-powered scopes. Sell more stuff. We're not in a bad place though, as far as carry weight is concerned. No one's using snake squeezins. I'm definitely getting rid of the pipe bombs. They have similar rates to the better ones, but damage is half that. Milk. No. Danger paste. Don't care. An hourglass. Don't care. Scrap metal. Yeah, don't really care. Welcome to Hollywood. In Commandments. Runyan Pearson ID. Grand Slam weight. We sort of could sell this. We already have one of these. It just weighs so fucking much. Also, Spike Bat of Shame. Just go away. And you really have nothing. Okay, looking at the weight situation, things aren't perfect, but we've made a lot of headway.
Adieu, mes amis.
Problem is, certain peoples cannot be weighed down. Right. Yeah. A little bit of management. We're in great shape now. But we need to start using RPG-7s. That's the lesson to learn. We probably have, what, four of them, and we're carrying all of them with us. 1, 2, 3, 4, right. And even in the best of fights, you probably 2 would be more than is necessary. 1 would basically soften up the enemies to the point that they basically are dead, or you can take them out of a shot or two. So a second one would be totally out in the cold for. I'd like to. I think I'm gonna be much more aggressive in using those until we get to the point where we are carrying two of them. I'd like those two to be basically, if we get into some serious shit, that we have some kind of a backup plan for that sort of situation. But four is too much. It's like 80 pounds we're carrying around that we're not using. It's just too much.